You can just put them on the back there for me.
Okay.
So once you've measured your pencil, like I said, we changed it to the nearest inch. What is the difference between the longest and the shortest pencil lengths in the class? So looking at our, do you guys know what this is called? This is a dot plot. So looking at our dot plot, if you don't get that off of your face, what's the lowest number? Yeah, that's my bad. That works. Just put it back there, yeah. What's the smallest number that we have up here that has a dot? Caleb? 6. And then what is the largest? Cooper? 8. So what's the difference between 6 and 8? 2. So it's 2 inches. Now, what is the most common? How do we figure that out? What do we need to do? Jackson?
See which number out of all of them has the most dots.
All right, so count 6 for me.
I think it's 15.
15?
15, yeah.
I counted 14.
Yeah.
That's all I counted.
15.
I have 14.
Okay, I thought 15.
I guess.
All right, so Mason, count 7 for me.
15.
All right, so which one has the most? Jason. Jason, do you have yours? You had your hand raised, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have it.
He said 7.
Yeah, you just said it very quietly.
Oh, wow, I've never heard these. All right, and then the last one, it says find the difference in lengths between the most common length and the shortest length. So again, what's the most common? We said was 7. What's our smallest length?
6.
All right. All right, so this is collecting data. This is giving data a visual, and then this is using data to essentially answer real world questions. All right, that is what this lesson, or not this lesson, sorry, that's for tomorrow. What, because we are focusing on statistical questions, what possibly could be your statistical question that would go with everything we just did?
How long is your pencil to the nearest inch?
Okay, perfect. All right, does anybody have anything else?
How old is your little sibling?
No, based off of the activity that we just did. He said, how long is your pencil to the nearest inch? Do you have another statistical question that would go best? No? What do you think?
How long is your pencil in like centimeters?
Did we go to centimeters or did we go to the inch?
It goes in inch.
Okay. I mean, for the most part, it's a fairly good question. If you wanted to be a little less specific, you could just say, you know, measure and collect. It doesn't always have to be a question. All right, sliding down to what's in the data. 10 6th grade students at a school were asked each 5 survey questions. Their answers to each question is shown here. So here's the different data set that's collected. Looking at number 1, it says here are the 5 survey questions. Match each question to a data set that could represent the student's answers. Explain your reasoning. Put your pencils down because I know y'all already ready. All right, so you're looking at question 1. Flip a coin 10 times. How many heads did it get? Question 2, how many books did you read in the last year? Question 3, what grade are you in? Question 4, how many dogs and cats do you have? Question 5, how many inches are in a foot? All right, so as a group, you are essentially saying data set 1 or data set A and why you're saying that data set A goes with that question. Okay, does that make sense? You are working as a group. Okay, go ahead, stand up when you're done.
It would be A because
Yeah, C. Well, first one, they said C, but why?
Last one
How many do
Is data set B or C?
Why do you say D?
Question?
Those are the questions.
Because people can what's
It has a marshmallow.
how many lives? It's a different number.
Yeah, it could be have. So I say C. Instead of C, it should be D.
Yeah, you just choose one of them.
Wait, no, the first one, yes. E? Hold up. Who is it?
Yeah.
I thought it meant like C. C is like. Oh, I don't know why I wrote C. I meant because you asked. I meant D. I don't know. We're doing A's at E, right?
Then the left.
You have
How many inches are wooden for?
yeah, like 5 minutes.
Okay, what about if I give you what color is it?
Blue.
We don't do
What the?
Okay, what grade are you in? It's data set B. Oh, right there. We're not there. It's C.
What? But they can.
But for number one, if number one was B, it would make sense. Not everyone. I was looking for that, but I only looked up here. I was looking for it.
They're all numbers between.
Because if most people don't have more than 3 heads. Some people don't.
I know y'all heard the crazy cat lady. I said, I know y'all heard the crazy cat lady.
You want to pick up a lot of heads. River, get that. How many inches are there? B is B
Because
there's always
What color you have?
maybe both. Because you actually
How old can I have pink?
how are wait,
Can I have pink? Yeah. I mean, can I have blue? Can I have blue?
what grade are you? But speak of one. That would be good if you have one.
10 years?
I actually do. Yeah, was that in now? What was it? Yeah.
okay, what grade are you in? Because it said.
Oh, I was 7.
It said because it said that they.
I was 7. Exactly 7. Oh.
Would you say this is a statistic? Would you say this is a statistical question? Yes. If it has two or more, if it has three or more, no, if it has more than three,
So for question 3,
if it has more than three,
at least 3.
if it has at least three answers, more than one overall, one in I forgot what question it is.
Oh,
Before I say what would happen
Bro, everyone has their lights
You guys have about 30 more seconds.
You got me.
17.
I mean, it could be the same.
Alright, have a seat. Be quiet, please. So, looking at the first one, the question says, flip a coin 10 times. How many heads did you get? So stand up if you picked A. Stand up if you picked B. Stand up if you picked C. Stand up if you picked D. Stand up if you picked E. Okay, so then why was C the best group or best data for that one?
Because getting heads is a 50% chance, so you should get around 5 times. And everything at C is around 5.
Sounds good. I like the reasoning. Alright, question number 2. This is how many books did you read in the last year? So stand up if you picked A. Stand up if you picked B. Stand up if you picked D. Stand up if you picked E. Alright, have a seat. So why do you guys feel like E was the best possible set of data? Charles?
Because, well, technically you can read a lot of books within a year, so it was that one because it goes up to 16.
What about the crazy cat lady, so?
Oh, you heard me talking about last?
Alright, so yes, E is the best possible set of data for question number 2. Question number 3 says, what grade are you in? So stand up if you picked A. Stand up if you picked B. Stand up if you picked B. Alright, have a seat. Now I do have a question. Before you guys answer this, I do have one question, so I'm turning this over a second. So if you were not paying attention or you did not read the directions very well, or listen to them being read very well, could you have possibly maybe picked B for this as well?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure. Alright, so why was D the best answer? Kaylee?
It says 6th graders were asked to take the survey.
Right, so we asked 10 of you guys, and if I asked all 33 of you, or 31 today, you guys would all give me the same answer. Alright, question number 4, how many dogs and cats do you have? Bless you. Alright, so we have what, A and B left, right? So stand up if you pick A. Alright, old man. Alright, Caleb, why did you pick A?
Because, I mean, unless you're a crazy cat person, then
lady. I hate catching, or I don't like catching, but 0 to 3 is like a reasonable number, kind of like I have 2. So, and if you have over 3, you're probably a creep cat.
Or any dog
What
will.
about dogs?
Okay, nobody has 5 dollars.
I totally have 5 dogs.
My cousin has 5 dollars.
I would have a great example of a girl that has 9 wiener dogs.
Alright, focus.
Yes.
Yes, it is the most reasonable to ask because, again, if we ask them here. I got that. Just say yes, ma'am. The most reasonable data set for having dogs and cats, there's far and few outliers that have, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But for the most part, the majority of normal people have anywhere from 0 to 3, 4. Alright, and then obviously the last one is how many inches are in 8 foot. Everyone, hopefully you picked B for the data set for this one. Alright, and we already kind of talked about 3 and 5, how if you're not reading carefully, that could be an option. Alright, flip your paper over. So it says, what makes a statistical question? These 3 questions are examples of statistical questions. So, what is the most common color of car in the school parking lot? What percentage of students in the school have a cell phone? And what kind of literature, fiction or nonfiction, is more popular among students in the school? Non-statistical questions are, what color is the principal's car? Does Elena have a cell phone? And what kind of literature, fiction or nonfiction does Diego prefer? So I want you to look at the examples to the non-examples. And before you have a conversation with your group members, I want you to look at the questions underneath number 1. So how are the 3 statistical questions alike? What do they have in common? How are the 3 non-statistical questions alike? What do they have in common? How can you find answers to the statistical question, and how about the answers to the non-statistical questions? And then what makes a question a statistical question? So I'm gonna give you about a minute of think time to just kind of get your thoughts together before I do let you talk to your group members. So you're just thinking right now, and if you wanna jot something, excuse me, fine. If you wanna jot something down, that is fine as well. So you have 1 minute of just quiet think time. All right, you are getting 3 minutes to discuss these things. We are gonna discuss them as a class, but I want you guys to have conversations. Look for things that are similar, look for things that are the same. Think about what we talked about yesterday. So you have 3 minutes of group conversation. Again, about those 4 questions that are underneath number 1. Go.
They're not about.
So I know there's something. So like,
Cell phone is not related.
I didn't say how.
How do you do that?
This is how related to one. Yeah. How the question. Well, you lost something.
They're all white brown.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was thinking all about where think about it.
And then how do you financially
It's like that. It's like that up there. It's like that's a
So for statistical questions, I was thinking about the actual
high day only.
for non
If you're asking one person to say I have a statistic, like you're giving him a certificate, then it's like
when it's non-statistical.
Okay, Jason. Wait, you're explaining the
Yeah, use that. So number one, how are the like going around it like I'd say that they're all about statistics.
Okay, what makes it
Like how
You know, it's a boundary, you know, you can just do it. You sure does.
Oh, guys, this is tell us how spread or closely clustered.
Answers to the variety of questions. It's like, you know, you can like
What's
ask, can I ask your opinions and their ideas about something?
it has a variety.
How important is your how you know, right? A lot of people don't have a wide variety of answers because it depends on how like what they got.
No, what I was talking about was that they can use the table.
Or no, just say table.
And how you can find the answers to a
Alright guys, let's go ahead and talk about these questions. I did stop in a couple groups, just heard some words, sat down with Christian's group in the back. Good conversation. I'm hearing those math words that I want to hear. So, how are the three statistical questions alike? No, it has nothing to do with the fact that they talk about school. Alright, Ace.
They're alike because they're all talking about many things and not just one person or object.
Okay, so it's a wide variety. Okay? Alright. Is it I'm not gonna ask that. Alright, so what do they have in common? So what do they have in common, guys?
they all have variability.
A little bit or a lot? A lot. Okay. To the next one, how are the three non-statistical questions alike?
They are all super specific.
And we just had a conversation, so if it's super specific, what happens?
They won't get a lot of variety.
Okay? So, how... Darn. No. How can you find answers to the statistical question? So, what do you have to do? So, like, if we're finding how many, or what are the colors of the cars in the parking lot, what do you have to do? There's a couple different things. Can you? So, ask multiple people. What else can you do? Caleb.
Go around and like look at them.
Right, go out there and survey them, right? All right, what about the percentage of students in the school who have cell phones? What do you have to do? Gotta ask students, right? Gotta ask people. Gotta collect that data. So sometimes it's not just asking questions, all right? And then obviously the what kind of literature, again, you'd have to ask, survey, maybe talk to Ms. Brody. Why are y'all still talking and playing and whatever you're doing? Turn, because you're entertaining Cooper, whatever you're doing. And then the last one, it says what makes a question a statistical question. So hopefully by now you're kind of getting the idea of what?
It's a question that has a lot of variability.
Yes. And variability also means what? Variety. So if you don't use the word variability, just understand that it means variety. You want as many possible answers as you can get. All right, it says read each question, think about the data you might collect to answer it and whether you expect to see variability in the data. Complete each blank with a yes or no. So this you're doing on your own. So read A, B, C, D, and E. You ready? Yes? You ready? No. This should take you about 3 minutes. Stand up when you're finished, do not talk. You've already done. Let's say you might want to move that, yeah. Okay. So, have seats. A says, how many cups of water do your classmates drink each day? So, stand up if you said that there is variability expected in your data. Alright, so we agree that it is yes. Okay, have a seat. Stand up if you said this is a statistical question. Alright, slide over to B. Alright, so where in town does our math teacher live? So are we gonna get a lot of variability from this? No. And then is it a statistical question?
No.
No. Question, how can we make this a statistical question? Joseph, what do you think we could do?
We could put it into like where you think she lives.
Okay, so maybe where do you think, what else do you think we could do to just change it a little bit, still keep the same guidelines, but make it a statistical question? Alexa,
Ask more than one math teacher.
ask more than one. Yep. Yep, that's the main thing. All right, C, how many minutes does it take students in my class to get ready for school in the morning? So stand up if you thought that this would get a lot of variability. All right, have a seat. Stand up if you said this was a statistical question. All right, have a seat. How many minutes of recess do sixth grade students have each day? Is there a lot of variability?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, so we got some debate. So you said yes? Why?
I see.
Because it's not just at school.
What did you say?
We don't get recess.
Exactly.
This is just one school. Yeah, but it
Private
also
schools
says
do
every
that.
day. We could have stuff that happened
Yeah, they
yesterday.
We don't get recess when do you guys usually get to
It's
go
not
outside?
retested.
Friday.
But
That's like
private
one
schools,
day.
sixth graders get to go outside.
Today.
Well,
That's
we're
free
not
time.
in private school, are we?
No.
And it never specified that.
It never specified.
Does it say?
You're outranked. I like your argument, but you're outranked.
Oh,
But we can use your well, you're not specific to what school. So yes, that would be very easy to change it to a statistical question.
Yeah.
All right. Do all students in my class know what month it is?
Yes.
We had students tell us the other day that one of the teachers had the wrong number of days in February, that there should have been 30.
Isn't there 26?
It's one of the.
I was, it was like, humanity is
We're gonna die like tomorrow.
Is it February?
with y'all coming up. Yeah.
This generation.
Like I see this.
Are you really confused?
And I don't know. And I did yesterday. No, I didn't.
Guys, focus. We're almost done. So, any variability?
Yes.
Yeah.
What month? What month is it?
It's
Hold on. What month is it? What month is it?
Okay. No, Emma, no.
What month?
Look at my watch.
What month is it? What month is it?
I originally thought it was
No.
February.
What month is it?
March.
What month is it?
March.
What month is it? What?
March.
Month?
March.
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 Well, that's because you just told us. That's cheating.
It says it on the board though.
How many different months did we just get with this first row?
But if you ask individually, like Ace himself thought it was 50.
That's still only
I thought
two
it was
answers.
that.
Yeah, so 1.5.
It barely.
So that's not a
two
big
answers
thing
is
of
not
variety.
variable.
That's only
three
one
very.
person.
That's three people that vary.
That's not a variety though.
That's
only
not.
two
I
answers.
just said.
That's not variability.
That's not a lot of
That's
variability.
variability.
Okay, guys, stay on task. And we make it go outside.
Boy, you know reason why we off task, because you want to be arguing with everything.
I'm gonna argue with all of them.
You better get your ankles broken off though.
I say it's not.
Guys, listen.
I say it's not because it's a yes or no answer.
I mean, you're only getting that one answer. I mean, now next month, if I asked you guys, but I still get only one answer.
Maybe not.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna use March.
I have to count.
All right, listen, please. You need to get focused. All right, so for the most part, I feel like we have a good understanding to be able to identify statistical questions to non. Remember, all of data and data distribution, this whole unit, comes from being able to identify and write a statistical question. Now, I did pass out your pull downs, that's what the blue sheet of paper is. You need to glue this in now.
Okay.
One other thing, do not talk. There is no place for a name on your pull down today, so please just put it somewhere along this side. Okay, when you're done, this gets turned into the third period bin, and you are working on Imagine Math. No, I do not care if you are done. No, there is no talking. There might be a few more glue sticks in the bin back there if you need it.
Maybe start with pull down.
Absolutely.